All right, so we are back at Justin's shop. It's been another couple weeks since we started this project on my boat and trailer and all that stuff. Andy and I are working on, today we're mainly focused on getting the trailer sanded down, trying to get the rust off of it and then get it repainted because it's in pretty bad shape. I'll show you guys that here in 1 second. But it's in pretty bad shape. Justin's under the weather, but he said, you know, feel free to use the shop. He might be down in a bit, not sure. We're using his shop. So Andy and I are here to get the trailer at least sanded and painted. We'll see if we can get to anything else today. A couple weeks ago, we did start the sanding on the trailer. It was kind of winding up to be tedious. So Andy's here to help make that go faster. We've been sanding down on this trailer. We're just trying to get, you know, a lot of the rust off of it and, you know, rough paint so that the new paint sticks. We're making some headway. There is a ton of rust on this thing. So it's probably not gonna be perfect, but, you know, whatever. Now, I would really like to know the story behind that warning label right there on the winch. Because that, I bet, is a great story. All right, we've gotten the large part of it sanded, you know, sanded down with what we get with flapper disc and, you know, the tools. So we're just going with the sandpaper now to get in the cracks and crevices. As far as the trailer is concerned, I mean, we could sit here for days and just sand this thing down meticulously, which I don't want to do, and I also do not want to pay to have it sandblasted. The way that I look at it is, we've got a lot of the rust off, got a lot of the sanding done, and we can sit here for days and days and just sand this thing if we wanted to. I'm not reselling it. It's better than it was. We're gonna put a new coat of paint on it. You know, we got the welds on it that it needed, so we're just gonna roll with this and put some paint on it. Andy and I mostly got this trailer painted as far as we're going to do it. I mean, ultimately we're putting lipstick on a pig. You know, you can see the hubs we're not really bothering with. We're going to put some new bolts in, like, you know, right here. So we're not getting too carried away with that part yet. We're going to unbolt these arms and, you know, paint the components there, put some new bolts in. So those won't be as bad. If you watched the first video, we were working on getting the new bunks. Well, I needed one new bunk, so that's the new board I got, and then we're carpeting it, so there's the carpet on the other one. I'm gonna go ahead and just staple the carpet on this other bunk. The paint we let sit for a week, so we've come back now to help work on finishing the trailer. Last week we got everything kind of sanded down and put 2 coats of paint on the trailer. Again, it wasn't supposed to be really, really pretty. You know, I'm not trying to win a contest with it. It's just putting some lipstick on this pig. This is what the boat looks like with the paint on it and dried. So, got a fresh coat of paint on there. So you can still see some blemishes, but like these bolts here, we're gonna put new bolts on here. You know, paint the small stuff there. So we're not 100% done with it, but pretty close. And today, so now that we've got the paint done and it's dried, we can kind of start doing all the small stuff on the trailer and getting it back into shape. So we're getting this new jack stand put on it right now. The old one, the wheel had pretty much fallen out of it. Like, you could kind of put the wheel on there to hold it up. We were always lifting up the tongue of the trailer, put it on the trailer hitch. So this will be weird and new and good.
Yeah, we're gonna forget about it.
I know, we're gonna still lift the thing up and put it on the ball hitch, I'm sure.
No, we don't have to do that no more.
And now we're gonna rewire the boat, looks like. We had stripped out all the wiring. I mean, the lighting just really didn't work. Sometimes like one would work and like flicker on and flicker off, and then like the lights were, these posts, we're gonna have to put PVC up here, new PVC, but we had the lights on those posts before, and like they'd get smashed by the boat when we were putting it on there, just in harm's way. So we're gonna rewire the lights down under, like underneath the frame of the trailer, at the submersible LEDs so that they can be out of the way. But yeah, right now we're just getting the wiring run on the boat, and now we can drive it a little more safely. Or the wiring run on the trailer, rather, not the boat. This isn't a boat. And that is it for the wiring. So trailer is rewired, which is great. We had a lot of problems with that in last year and the year before. We got new lights on it, and I think that that's going to be a lot better position than when they were on these posts, because they were just getting smashed with the boat all the time. So new lights, submersible LEDs, and then we had everything just rewired all the way to the front, new plug, and we got the new jack stand on today. So already it's a safer, easier rig to go. And so the next thing we're going to do, so you can see the rollers that were like up here, we took those off because they were in, two of them were just broken. I mean, you know, you can tell that, and then this one. So I got all new rollers, and I'm hoping that that'll make it easier to take the boat off the trailer and put it back on the trailer. I mean, it's not like it's a huge struggle, but I'll take it if it's a little easier. And then in shallow water situations, you know, we're watching from flooded roads like last duck season, you know, it's not conventional to take the boat off the trailer in those situations. It might make it a little bit easier if it actually, you know, will roll off. And then we're gonna put the bunks back on too. We got those, the bunks cut and carpeted. We had to replace one of the bunks because it was cracked. And so I got those are cut and carpeted, and I'm gonna remount those onto the trailer next. And we are putting the bunks back on the trailer. These are the broken rollers here that we're just replacing.
New, old, tell the difference?
All right, the new rollers are put on the boat. That'll make things a lot easier, as you may have been able to see. I mean, like, that's one of the old ones. That's another one of the old ones. Two of them were just broken, like completely broken. So that'll just make getting boat on and off the trailer a little bit easier, make it ride a little bit better. There's a leaf spring that's been shifted, so we're going to tighten or loosen up that U-bolt there and then hammer that leaf spring back in. That'll should help it ride a little bit smoother too, really. Once we do that, we're going to put the boat over the trailer, just kind of suspend it, you know, suspend it over the trailer, so we can kind of see how it's going to sit with those bunks on there. And then we're going to screw the bunks in, and we should be ready to put the boat back on the trailer. I mean, then that trailer should be pretty much done. Other than, I think we're going to check the bearings and the hubs, but other than that, then this trailer will be done. I mean, it's crazy already just looking at like how much different it looks. So today we've only really been at it for about 2.5 hours, and we've got, I knew it'd kind of go like this. We've had a lot of little stuff we've been working on. So we've got the boat back on the trailer, right? So we put those bunks on, and I got them screwed in. The leaf spring we got pounded back out. We have put the new jack stand on. Like I was saying before, we used to have to pick the tongue of the trailer up and put it on the ball hitch. Now we can actually crank it on there. We got the little front bumper here put back on, and I think that this is actually gonna work better than it was. Because before it was sitting really low and it wouldn't be snug. Up here I think it's gonna be a little tighter. We got all new rollers on the bottom of the boat here. All new rollers. Roller. And 2 of these were broken, like didn't work, broken. So I think this is gonna make getting the boat just on and off the trailer easier, you know, they're gonna function. With the whole thing rewired, we got new lights put on the rear. We got the new bunks put on as well. So this thing, I mean, for something I was gonna throw in the scrap heap, it has very much been salvaged. And I think that the trailer is in just much better shape. Like some of it It's not perfect. We're putting some lipstick on a pig with some of this stuff. But considering when we started this project 3 weeks ago, and we had, you know, cracks in the frame, and it was just rusted out, and nothing was working on it, much better shape. It's a very functional trailer now. So we got the boat mounted back on the trailer without any support from the hoist, and it's so crazy. Like, we used to be able to, you know, push on it and it would rock. Now it's just much more solid. I mean, with fixing the, you know, hammering the leaf spring back in and mainly getting the welds on those cracks in the frame, it's just so much more secure. All the rest of the work we can do with the boat on the trailer. We don't have much more to do on the trailer. I think we're going to replace these bolts here next weekend to hold the post on, and right now we're gonna rivet these PVC extensions on. We got some caps on here to just help keep moisture and debris out. And we might work on the T-handle some, and I think we're gonna do, we're gonna put the light mounts on for the rear floods. I think we're just gonna bolt them on like so, somewhere. And we'll put some floods on the back to help us back out of ditty pole holes at night and help us back down ramps in the dark. They'll be a lot nicer. Getting the rivets thrown on the trailer posts here. So these PVC extensions, it's going to make loading the boat easier. I know it's kind of hard to see, like when you're motoring the boat, it's hard to see over the bow where those posts were at to load the thing back up. A lot of what we've done so far is just going to make the boat easier to tow, smoother to tow, easier to get on and off the trailer. We're doing some other stuff to the boat too. I mean, we got some work to do a little bit still on the T-handle, and then like I said, we're doing rear floods back here, maybe a couple other little things, and then we might actually have time to work on the boat blind before ice out too. But Justin had suggested that we check the bearings on the trailer. Other side of bearings on the other side had started to get pitted, but this one here was seized on, so it's probably good that we went ahead and checked those. We're changing the bearings here on the trailer. We got most of the bearings replaced. Everything's, you know, got the old grease out of there, new grease put in. Basically just makes it a little bit better. It was squeaky before, so got that taken care of. I didn't get a whole lot of video of it because it just looked like guys putting bearings in, plus all our hands were dirty for it. So really, other than like, I said, we're going to replace these bolts and then kind of paint up those components. Other than that, I think this trailer's done, which is insane considering where it came from. It's nuts how much better it is now. All right, so the light mount is on for the rear flood. We're going to obviously, you know, this will be tightened down and everything, but we're putting rear floods on. Like I said, that'll help just backing down dark ramps and getting out of deep hole holes, things like that. We're going to do the same on the other side. Well, this is it for today. I mean, really, we checked a lot of things off the checklist. I mean, the trailer got it completely put back together with the new rollers, the new bunks, the new jack stand, all new wiring, new lights. We fixed the leaf spring that was shifted. We put some new ball bearings on it, got everything greased up. We put the PVC posts on, the posts, I don't know whatever we call them. Put the new PVC on there. We got the light mounts put on the rear of the boat. So we got a lot done today. We still have some to go. You know, we're probably gonna completely rewire the boat, put a new box in, put the lights on the mounts. And then I think we're probably gonna work on the duck blind. Like, we're gonna put the duck blind back on the boat, and there's a few things I wanna do to that. I'm gonna lower it down a little bit, and I'm gonna line the inside of it with duck canvas to make it a little bit warmer, a little more windproof, and then also kind of fill in the blanks with the camouflaging in there too. So still got some stuff to do, but so far going pretty good.